What is happening, everybody? What is happening? You know me. I am Big Al. I'm the owner and proprietor of the Let Me Say Something podcast, coming to you live right here from Gosnell Hope Park here in Hampton, Virginia. Listen, guys, we have a show today. And I don't keep too long though, but we have a show today. You are in the middle of history, where we have the greatest president that's ever lived. The guy has kahunas the size of beach balls. I mean, it's unbelievable. We'll start with Iran. And and by the way, make sure you share it with somebody. Hit the like button. I want to thank you all out there. We've been getting more and more views every time we post. So thank you so much for that. And like I said, we're the bravest podcast out there, bar none. And yes, your boy wants the smoke. So don't be afraid to send it to somebody that's on the opposite side of my viewpoint, because they can come get some too. Anybody can get it. All right. Listen, guys, Iran. The Strait of Hamas, where they're trying to deliver the oil, where the Lords of London say we're not going to cover that. I'm sorry. And Iran's like, and nobody goes to the Strait of Hamas unless they talk to us first. We have the whole state mined. And they do. They got it mined, etc. So they got it set up so that nobody can get through there. Okay? But the United States can, and we will. Now, here's a cool thing about that. Trump sent out a little thing on his site saying that, to all the countries that did not help us with Iran, like the UK, and who may need oil now, guess what? You can come to the US and buy it from us. We got plenty of oil. Or you can go and escort your ships there, etc. Take out the Iranians that's going to take out the Iranians that are going to be trying to bomb your ships and handle your business, because the time of America fighting for you and you doing nothing is over with. Over with. No more of you resting on our dime and saying, "Oh man, look at America. Yeah, they're doing well." And then at the end of it, here you guys come. Just like with the Iranian war. The war to Iran is almost over. I'll give it one more month. That's going to be negotiations and put in a new regime. I'll give it 5 weeks. 5 weeks from the day. Today is April 1st. So the first week in May should be over. You can call me on that. And and Trump is the only president that will tell another country this. Why? Because we're bigger, stronger, better, tougher, more advanced, better technology. In other words, you can't fuck with us. Not the United States. And I love the fact that he's using power to gather peace. Now he's trying to do negotiation with what's ever left of Iran. They got a guy they want to put in power, etc. He said he's ready. So we'll see what happens with that. But Trump has said, if you guys don't come to an agreement, I'm going to start blowing up stuff that you really need. Haven't done it yet, because you said you're going to come to the table, and you better be sincere about it. You better not be lying, because I'm going to blow some shit up. Oh, no, President Trump. We do not lie. We're going to, because you lied about the guy being alive, etc. You lied about this, you lied about that. They lied about everything. They lied for 47 years. And killed Americans for 47 years. Every treaty they backed out of, they lied to. Every agreement they lied to. Somebody on Facebook said something about an agreement that Barack had. They lied. They didn't do it. And guess what Barack did? This punk ass didn't do nothing. And if you're a Barack Obama supporter, you're a punk ass too. You're a punk ass too, supporting some guy that won't support you, that won't support America. Anyway, it's amazing what he did because nobody says that. The man is the most transparent president we've ever had, the most transparent administration. This man is out there checking, finding, and then stopping all the fraud in America. There's so much fraud that we may not be able to get it all. There are so many people at the top, not just congressmen, CEOs, people in charge of the media, newspapers, all that. They're all in on it. They're all in on it. And he said when he first ran, I'm going to drain the swamp. This is draining of the swamp. Now, a lot of you guys are too stupid to believe it because what happens is you're upset with the man, not his policies. He has great policies, but you don't like him as a man. I don't know why. The man hasn't lied since he hasn't lied. He's been telling it to you straight. He wasn't a racist until he came down those escalators. That's when they call him a racist. Why? Black folks will believe anything. You know, black folks will follow a white man off a cliff after the white man steps out of the way and said it's safe. And we just keep goose stepping off the cliff. Is it safe? The white man said it is. Okay, let's go. But some of y'all are just some plantation niggas. Some of y'all are just field niggas. And y'all just want to stay on the field, not think for yourself, okay? Not do for yourself, not have critical thinking, not be independent thinker, etc. And see, I get tired of you black people that think all black people should think alike. That's the same thing Biden did. You know, if you don't vote for me, then you aren't black. The hell that's supposed to mean? If I don't vote for you, that means I'm a critical thinker. And your policies don't align to what I want. That's what it means. But man, he went on that show. The dude called himself a god. He's nowhere near a god. He's a rapist. Punk ass. He's a rapist. But so that's just freaking amazing to me. How you guys don't see the good that this man is doing, and you keep looking at the man himself. He got TSA agents paid where the Democrats kept trying to not pay them. Because they were trying to force ICE to do something. ICE was getting paid. They can't do anything about ICE. That was in the beautiful bill. They can't do anything about ICE. So they decided not to pay the Coast Guard. They decided not to pay the TSA agents. They decided and other federal employees. They decided not to pay them. How crazy is that? To get what they want. And folks, I'm gonna say it one more time. This is all about the Benjamins, the money, the dinero. That's what it's all about. Hakeem Jeffries is on TV talking about something. If they go into the airports, then ICE agents are going to start murdering people. Well, they haven't murdered anybody. Ever. Well, what about Renee Good? Renee Good had a weapon. She was in a car, and her wife was in there going, yeah, baby, go, baby, go. And they told her to stop. They told her to get out of the car. She wouldn't do it. And she hit the guy with the car. Put him in the hospital. He got off a couple of shots. I don't know why you're going to run into a guy that got his pistol out, because I would have shot her too. It don't make no sense. You got a weapon there. You got a big old weapon, which is a SUV. You know. Now, one thing I will say about y'all, particularly black folks, y'all don't say nothing when black folks get killed by other black folks. Nothing. Y'all don't say nothing about that. Black folks getting killed by black folks. Y'all don't say nothing about the fact that blacks are 13% of the population and do 50% of the murders in the whole country. 13% of the population, 50% of the murders. And you mainly murder black people. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. You know, you guys don't say anything when illegals are going around murdering U.S. citizens, and they shouldn't even be here. But yet, you guys out there protesting no kings, and we don't even have a king. And we still don't have a king. What you're protesting, well, I don't even know what the no kings protest is, but I really don't. I don't understand it. But black folks will jump right on the bandwagon, man, and yeah. I got black people now trying to tell me what a bad guy Trump is. Prove it. And every time they go back 40 years. This man he's done more for black people than any president ever. You can combine Barack, you can combine Biden. He has done more. HBCUs don't have to ask for funding anymore. Banks are now looking for economic ways to give loans to businesses started by black people, or minorities, I should say. Giving them an easier path. That was Trump. But you guys are still thinking, oh, he's a terrible guy, man. He's a racist motherfucker, man. He raped this woman. Nope. They said it was a 13-year-old girl. Come to find out she was lying, etc. Now she's now she's being charged for lying. She's being charged for a false report and all kinds of stuff she's being charged with. You know, the lady that got the $80 million that won the civil, and remember, the rape thing was a civil lawsuit. It was never criminal, because it was beyond the limitations, statute of limitations, and she had no witnesses. And she told nobody, and she still won. I don't even understand how that happened. Won. Oh yeah, it was in upstate New York where they hate Trump. You know, he's probably going to. I think there's an appeals. I don't know if that's gone through or not yet, but if it goes to appeals, he'll probably win that. If it's not taken away, it'll be reduced, because there's no record of this woman ever being touched by Trump. But I digress. The latest thing that's happened. Trump went to the Supreme Court. They were having a hearing on what it's called. I think it's called birthrights. Anyway, you come on a visa or from another country, and then all of a sudden you have a baby. Is that baby the U.S. baby, or is that baby still a citizen of where the parents are from? Okay. Now, Trump says, and some other legal scholars said that was back in the late 1860s for slaves, because people were saying that, hey man, well, yeah, you had a baby here, but you're not American. You're not American just because you're not American. So they had that rule that, hey, the birthright thing, whereas if you have a baby on American soil, then you are American. And you say, well, Al, what's the problem with that? Well, here's the problem is that if you're a Chinese millionaire, Russian millionaire, North Korean millionaire, whatever said, you send your family over there to get visas and so forth, get visas and so forth, and you make sure that, let's say they're pregnant, you send people over there that are pregnant. Well, guess what? They have babies over there, then boom, they're American citizens. And they have dual citizenship. So those people are American citizens, okay? And let's say China, Russia, North Korea, they can now work in getting those people into, as far as the sales concerned, doing what they want to do, doing things they need done for their country, because the parents are still Russian, or the parents are still North Korean, or the parents are still well, I don't know if North Koreans come over here, but the parents are still Chinese. I'm not so sure if North Koreans come over here. You know, so the birthright thing, or you get Iranians or whomever etc. They can come over here and honestly form sleeper cells as American citizens. It's crazy, but their allegiance is to the other country, not to America. You know, so it's something that's been bastardized very badly. I mean, it's been bastardized very badly and used and abused very badly. And that's what Trump wants to stop. But he was in the Supreme Court, man, listening to arguments. They said he was there for 90 minutes listening. 90 minutes. 90 minutes. The first time that a president has stepped foot in the Supreme Court for an active hearing. This man is simply the GOAT. He's the GOAT, the best we've ever had. And you guys want to get in his way and call him names, etc. Things not true. Rapist. He's never raped anybody. You know, and then say that he's trying to hurt people, which he's not. His whole thing is American and being an American patriot. But you know who's not an American patriot? Chuck Schumer, who was on the take. Chuck Schumer, who got gifted a multi-million-dollar condominium, you know, who has a girlfriend who has stuff in her name for him, money she was giving. And so he's a fornicator and adulterer too. You know, Pocahontas, Nancy Pelosi, all of them. And there's some Republican ones too now, don't get me wrong. There's some Republican ones too. You know, but those are the ones that come to the top of my head. So folks, before you start hating on Trump, before you start saying that he's a terrible man and this, that, that, think about this. Why would he keep standing up for America if he's so terrible? He's standing up for America because he loves America. Just like I do, just like you do. He loves America. But you guys hate the man. So you don't want to acknowledge what the man does. You don't want to acknowledge his wins and how he keeps going. He's an amazing guy. Got shot and kept going. Got impeached and kept going. House home raided and kept going. He didn't stop, man. And that's why we love him, because the guy's a winner. The guy's a fighter. He just keeps going. We love fighters. We love fighters. Now, you soft brains don't love him. Why don't you just give up and quit? I heard the talk show guy. It was an old talk show about 3 or 4 years, about 5 or 6 years ago. He said, "Well, a normal person would just give up and quit." I'm like, what normal person is that? But he will not quit for America because he knows he's been sent here. Now, listen to me carefully. He's been sent here by God to do exactly what he is doing. That is saving America. That is wiping out what Biden did, wiping out 8 years of Barack Obama, who enriched himself and Michelle, and himself and Michael, to put America back on track. And there's so much money coming back into America the right way now. The tariffs are working. Although that guy, the Federal Reserve, won't change anything. But they're working. So folks, I want you to take the time, look at some of his wins, and just be rational about it. Stop being angry as soon as you hear Trump, you know. When I wear my MAGA hat, I don't have it with me, I wish I had it with me. When I wear my MAGA hat in public, people look at me all funny. That's all the fuck they better do too, is look at me funny. And then they just like, ugh. And I told y'all this before. I've made dates, and those dates were broken up, were ended because they found out that I was MAGA. You know, contractors stopped their work because they found out I was MAGA. Family members. It's amazing. Potential mates, friends, good friends too, that I've had for years and years. I can't, man, if you support MAGA, I can't be with you, man. I don't know what supporting MAGA has to do with our friendship, but okay, because we don't have to talk politics, you know. But listen, keep watching this channel, keep watching this, the Let Me Say Something podcast. I'm going to keep bringing you good information. I'm going to keep bringing you true information. Okay, send this to somebody that you think needs to hear it, or somebody that you think need a laugh or whatever, or like this son of a blah, blah, blah. And make sure you tell them this mother wants the smoke, okay? You know, and hit me and just on the website, just if you're on Facebook, you know, just hit the button saying that you like me, alrighty? Because we are getting more and more people watching. And listen, thank you guys for everything. Love you guys, man. Be good to somebody today, okay? Don't stop. Don't stop. Get it. Alrighty? And I'll talk to y'all later, okay? This is Big Al, and I'm out.